My good.
Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, and this is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. You can create a sweater pattern that exactly fits you using the yarn and needles of your choice at phrancko.com, Phrancko.com. And I believe all of these people have either knitted one or are working on one. And I'm very happy that the pattern is becoming known to a few people across the world, around the world. With that said, hello, Sumner.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Sung.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello.
Hello, Wally.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sidra.
Hello.
Hello, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Welcome to you all.
And so, Frank, I'll call it my second favorite Franco.
Oh, okay. Sumner's
favorite
wearing his
green one.
second favorite Phrancko. I had to remind him that his blue V-neck had given the title of favorite Phrancko already. So
Yeah, I love that yarn. Oh, it's great.
So, Ron, I haven't seen you in a while. You have a
Don't
new
ask.
facial hair. This for a play?
Just opened a production of Pride and Prejudice. This is
Oh,
my
very cool.
Georgian
Yeah.
sideburns.
Yep.
I'm kind of liking it.
So I shaved them in yesterday before the performance because I wasn't going to live my life this way like 1 hour more than necessary.
It was a big surprise to me.
Tim laughed so hard he fell over and then threw up.
Oh, you look so handsome.
hello, Cindy.
Hi, Frank. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Cindy.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
So if you had seen me day before yesterday, I would have looked perfectly normal. But
So this must be for the play.
yes, these are my Mr. Bennett mutton chops.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Period appropriate.
Right.
So
Did you
I
have
hear
to
there's
knit
a
anything
sorry.
new for your character?
That
Oh,
was
you
it.
are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm finishing it up right now. Yesterday I had a dummy piece because I was gonna try and finish it yesterday, but I had to take an emergency nap.
Amen, brother.
I
You know how
hate
that
those.
happens?
They interrupt
I
everything.
think all of
Yeah.
us. I think all of us should take emergency naps. I think that's important.
Yeah. So
Why
I
I
do it
was
every day.
I
here
do
working
too.
really hard on my nightcap, and then the alarms went off and quick, Tim, clear off the sofa.
Yeah.
Yes, I have just completed my Mr. Bennett nightcap. Let me put my pom pom on.
Well, I know people wore them a huge amount in ages past, but did they stay on?
I don't know.
I think
I still have
maybe.
my snap on upside down.
It's kind of like before central heating, you had to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got the skateboard kids are always wearing those knit hats, even
Yeah.
today, and they never come off. You see them in the summertime.
Hmm.
I have show and tell. Ron's
Oh.
fixing the snap.
I'm fixing my snap.
I got these after Sumner said he had magnetic.
Oh, I love those.
Aren't those
Aren't those
cool?
beautiful?
Those
Oh,
are
nice.
gorgeous.
So
There.
pretty.
I love
Anyway.
my magnets.
The magnets are pretty strong. They're on the back and they actually go, of course, this way when you're knitting.
Yeah.
I've never tried it yet.
And they don't rip your shirt.
Right. That's why I thought, well, I'm going to get that.
I would have never got through this baby blanket if it wasn't for those things.
So they're bigger than a quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
They look
Yeah.
like a 50-cent piece. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
like
are
a
they
50-cent piece.
called? What are they called?
Portuguese knitting pins.
Yeah.
Portuguese knitting pin.
Oh,
And I
Okay.
can't use those. I pull
Really?
so hard, I guess, that they just come undone.
Oh, right.
Oh,
You're
really?
our Portuguese.
Oh, wow,
knitter.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do
Well, I'm
with
looking
them?
forward to trying it. Anyway, that's my show and
What-
tell for today.
no, somebody asked, what do you do with them? Maybe you could explain.
You use them for color work. I mean, well, in Portugal, I think they always knit like this, and basically it's here, and the yarn hooks through the loop, and then you somehow purl and knit with your thumb
Mhm.
instead of your fingers.
Oh,
I really haven't ever done it, so I don't know how, but Sidra does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
You
knit
knit from
on
the
it.
front. I love it.
So your yarn is in the front instead of
In the back
Instead
In
of
the
in the
back.
back.
for
okay.
the
Yeah.
knit
all right.
stitch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
but it seems like isn't it the yarn is kind of like always is going to hang in the front with that, and then you have to move it back, but
Yep.
it kind of always hangs in the
it
front.
makes
with
the
that.
purling
Okay.
a lot easier. So if you have two for color work, then you have one in each. And
Mhm.
I don't know how that works, but
I can't wait to see you demonstrate.
One in each
That'll be
hand.
fun.
I love it.
That'll be fun.
Yes. Practice for a week and then come back and show us, Kathy.
yeah, I don't know how it works. Yeah.
Okay, one more
Yes,
square
come
I
back
gotta
next
do.
week to see it. Come back next week. One more square. Wow, you and Mary are just whipping
Oh my
stuff out.
gosh.
One more.
Wait.
Do
There
it
you go.
again.
Show it again.
Oh, yay.
Wow.
One more
Oh,
square.
One to
that is
go.
all
so
done.
nice. Mm,
That's so nice.
mm.
Lovely.
Yeah, I would have never done it without the Portuguese pins. Because all that color work, I can't,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, do color work flat. I can never tension my yarn. It's miserable. So
Well,
I
it's
picked up
slow.
Portuguese
sure.
knitting for that, and it makes the color work really fast.
Yes. Supposing purling is a lot faster.
Right. So I do it on the purl side, and then I do continental and throwing on the front at the same time.
See,
And then
to
when
me, knitting is faster than purling.
You
I'm more
think?
comfortable doing the knit than I am.
Oh,
the-
are you? Huh. And when you do color work, do you alternate what side? Because you put it around your neck, right?
No, I use my pin, but I only use one pin, and then I'm still going to be doing it with one hand and flipping moving my thumb around.
Okay.
But I'm not real good at color work other than doing like mosaic.
Yeah,
Double knit.
I
Or
love the
double
color work
knitting.
with them.
Or my
If you
double
get-
knitting, which I'm doing right now.
You're one of those that you can do double knitting, one of those special people.
You love
Good,
double
screwed up.
knitting.
Oh, yes, we all know that. I don't know why somebody doesn't do a double knit Phrancko sweater. I mean, how hard can it be?
How heavy that would be. Oh my
It
God.
would be very heavy,
Yeah, that would have been an Alaskan sweater.
and it would take a year and a half.
Or my blanket that's going to take me about another 4 years to do, at least.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oof.
This blanket has been a full 13 months.
Wow.
Wow.
But this one was all these different techniques and stuff too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just knit something of that size. It was a zillion different techniques.
Yeah, there's just about everything. Everything but mosaic is in this.
Mm.
It's got Swiss darning.
What's that?
It's like my little nephew's name is Emmett Bouchard. So see, you got the EB in the truck.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Swiss darned. So it's like
Oh.
overstitching.
So is it like duplicate stitch?
It's like duplicate stitch.
Okay,
Cute.
Yeah.
that is really pretty.
And then on the back, you almost don't see it.
Hmm.
Very neat and tidy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat. And my boot camp lesson last week was seaming. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Mm, good. So you're getting a lot of practice, and you must be
Ton
so
of
good at seaming
practice.
after this.
Next week is steeking.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
there you go.
That's scary.
Just thinking about that, it gives me heart palpitations.
That's funny.
But actually doing it wasn't bad. Doing it was fine. But
Mm.
thinking about it and worrying about it, I just envisioned this whole pile of yarn and everything wrecked.
Yeah,
And that's not how it works.
Yeah, it's the action that you're doing that it freaks everybody out.
I know, it's like scissors.
Am I knitting?
I just spent
Yes.
6 weeks knitting this sweater. Now I'm going to
Yeah.
cut it
Yeah,
down the
and
middle.
I'm gonna
Right.
cut it, and it's like once it's cut, you can't put it back together.
No, but you can
And
certainly
you
sew
can't
a zipper
reuse
in.
you can't reuse the yarn either if it doesn't work.
No, you can't, because it's little
No.
bits and pieces now.
Yeah, but you can put a good zipper in.
That's true.
It's funny, I've done zippers, I've never done buttons.
Oh, I've done buttons.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
looks
done
great,
zippers.
Ron.
Why?
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Oh, you're so damn cute, Ron. I
Yes.
can't even take it.
You definitely get into character. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
we
And
go.
with the
wonderful.
beard,
love
that's
it.
perfect.
I like it with the chops in your face too. It looks really good.
Yeah. Yes, I've got. Well, here maybe I'll give me a minute. I'll put some of my show photos on my computer so you can see the whole thing.
Ooh.
But I appear in the very final scene, having been woken up from my nap. So
From your long winter snow.
can you share your screen?
I need to transfer them to my computer, so it'll be just a moment.
Oh, okay.
But I
I'll remove the spotlight. Tell me when you're going to do it.
sure thing.
And if you can't share, I'll make you a co-host and then you'll be able to share. I don't know if it's available to you.
Hmm. Oh, don't need that.
So, Debbie, do you got a good local yarn store up there that you go to?
I go to Elegant U. It's small, but it's good.
Oh, okay.
Is it spelled EWE?
Yes.
I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
All mine closed. I have a couple, but
Oh.
they're no longer closed. So,
And
Someone
just for observers here, where is the Elegant U?
Oh, I'm sorry, in Concord, New Hampshire.
Oh, good. Okay. And what did you say, Ron? You ready?
A customer asked Tim today if we get good business here in Bakersfield. I suggested he tell them that given our location, it would be difficult for us to get good business in Fresno.
Mm.
That's a long walk.
Maybe they meant having to do with the temperature there, because it is one of the warmer parts of the
It
country.
is one of the warmer places. But, you know, it's a city with 500,000 people and like a good number
That's
of knit,
true. So, yeah, well, that's good.
and the people's tastes are not what you'd expect. We, you know, the advice we were given at the beginning about stocking up on fingering weight yarns and lightweight summer, that is not what people want. They want
Yeah.
DK worsted weight yarns. They want to like make housewares and accessories. No one wants to make a fingering weight sweater. Well, some people do, but
Suzanne was telling us in the like boot camp that she loved your store.
that's good.
That's very nice.
It's very nice to hear. The yeah, so just there's no predicting what a market is gonna want? Why aren't you airdropping to my Mac? I just remembered I'm warm.
We've had snow every day this week, so it's good to be knitting. It's nice and
Some
cold.
drizzles, but it was otherwise in the 70s.
No, we're
No.
No,
Upper
no,
20s.
all right.
Debbie and I, neither
It was.
neither Wally. Yeah, we're all snow and freezing cold.
Yeah.
Every other
It's kind of
day.
unusual for here, but we've had snow every day, and they keep saying it's like, oh no, it's not going to, it's going to rain or something, and then it's like we have snow.
Oh.
And it wasn't supposed to today, and then woke up and it's like, oh, we have 8 inches, yay!
Yeah, that is a lot for you there, isn't it?
It is a lot for us. Fortunately, our son-in-law was away for work in Arizona, and he got back Thursday night, so he's come over every day to plow for us.
Oh, nice.
So we can get out. Otherwise, it's like, okay, we didn't get garbage pickup, we didn't get the milkman, we didn't get mail a couple of days. It's like, no, you live on a little dead end road, and so you don't
Seems
get
like that's so
anything.
universal. Every time it snows, you got to go out there and shovel that mailbox, or else you ain't going to get nothing.
Or they're nothing.
Yeah, they ain't gonna come
ours,
near
they don't even turn down the road.
Even if you
It's like-
stand out there holding your hand out, they won't stop.
That's
I mean,
a
I
New
couldn't
York
believe
mailman.
that the garbage truck didn't come. It's like, come on, guys. But they didn't.
We didn't get mail for about a week. So one of the neighbors got in touch with the postmaster and said, why aren't we getting our mail? And they said, well, the sidewalks aren't plowed. We don't have sidewalks on our street. So they couldn't have plowed them anyway.
Right. There you
That was
go.
their excuse.
So in terms of formal logic, all of your sidewalks were both plowed and unplowed.
Right.
It's not like Schrodinger's cat.
Hello.
Right. That's why the logic is formal.
Yeah, it's formal.
You know, Ron, the
What?
way you got everything set up, you almost look like Ben Franklin.
Mm.
Put on
You
a
have the
top hat.
features of Ben
Like
Franklin.
I'm from the 18th century.
Right. I mean, yeah. I'm looking at
Yeah,
you. You
that
look
was
like
the
Ben
goal.
Franklin.
Maybe I can schedule some classroom visits while I'm.
I have a good dad joke that Cindy just reminded me of with the cat.
What is it?
2 cats wanted to have a race swimming across the pool. The first cat, his name was 1, 2, 3. The second cat was named 1, 2, 3. Who won? The cat named 1, 2, 3 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Later.
That
Judith would love
the
that.
bad one. So they're, yes.
That's a fun one. Of course,
Well, I have something to share.
you tell it to a French person, they don't know what you're talking about. It's very funny. What do you got, Sidra?
Oh,
wow.
look at that.
Oh
That
my
is
goodness.
just
That
so
is
beautiful.
so gorgeous.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
So
Yay.
this is winter.
Yeah.
And this is spring so far.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
And then there'll be summer and fall.
Hmm.
So that's my share.
Very
And was
nice.
that
Notice that-
double knit blanket with the library books on it coming.
Yeah.
You mean the one I haven't worked on in a while? This one?
Yeah.
It's getting bigger though. It is getting bigger.
Yeah.
I remember. when
No,
it was
I haven't
only
worked
like
on it
about
for at least 2 months.
a shelf of it.
Well,
That's
we're
beautiful.
now
Half a
going to know
tall.
you as the double knit queen. The queen of double knits.
Yikes.
What are you going to do with that blanket when you finish it?
It's going to go to my granddaughter who's
Oh.
12. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Is it a full-size bed blanket?
It's supposed to be a
Or
throw.
a throw? Yeah.
So you'll give it as a graduation present
Yeah, that's the
from
idea.
college?
Yeah.
Hopefully not that long.
Still, it'll be nice when she's in college. She can have it, and if it's cold out.
Yeah. I can't
Okay.
imagine her going to college though, because she's being homeschooled and she just doesn't want to go anywhere at all.
Oh, well,
So we'll see.
you never know.
That's true. So who else has something to share?
My last stitch. It's done.
All right.
Yay.
He
Very
did it.
good.
Okay, I will share the sweater I'm wearing.
No, I love it.
Yes, that's great.
This is
It's so
my
beautiful.
latest
Wow.
publication. This pattern is published in the current issue of Cast On magazine that just came out. As you see, the pattern
I
on
love that.
the shoulders
like
and
the
the cap
sleeve,
is different
the
than the
shoulder
pattern
weight.
across the front.
Mm.
And it's based on the yoke pattern from the Phrancko from the Phrancko.com website. Of course, I added all of the design work and invented those myself. They didn't come out of anybody's book. Just because I like to doodle around in stitch fiddle and see what I can come up with.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Really
very
like the
nice.
color.
Pretty.
It's
It's
kind
very
of
nice.
The colors are
dark
lovely.
yellow and teal.
And I really like how it just like flows down the shoulders with those
Yeah.
with the little design. That's beautiful.
That issue
What
of
le-
Cast On just came out, by the way. It's
We did.
just now went live, the first of this month.
Mm.
I
And what are
didn't.
we're now on the
I
8th.
don't
So it
remember
came out
getting
about a week ago.
Getting a notice from them. Usually they do.
What's that?
I don't remember getting an email from them.
No,
Normally
I
they
don't
do
either,
send an email
Cindy.
saying
About Cast On coming out?
Yeah,
yeah,
usually I get it.
yeah.
Huh.
I'll have to go back and look, but I don't remember seeing it.
I'm gonna look right now.
I got the one for the newsletter. I remember getting that one. So Kathy, did you tell everybody that you broke your ankle?
Yes. Right before we started recording.
Oh, okay. Sorry for those of you.
Now it's public record.
Now everybody knows. Oh,
Yeah. Tuesday I go to the orthopedist. So we'll see what happens. But it's a good time to knit and do a lot of watercolor stuff.
I have a question for everybody.
Yes.
I was knitting a bear balaclava from Knitting for Olive, and she did the Italian bind-off, or what is that? You call it invisible ribbed bind-off, Frank?
All right. Uh-huh.
She did something that was jaw-dropping, where she has a little video swatch of 1 by 1 rib. And what she did was she proceeded to flip the purl stitch so that the leading back leg is the leading leg.
Okay.
So that she flipped the purl. Then she proceeded to do the tie and bind off. And when you set up that, it's easy to set up that knit stitch because you go to the front, but that purl, you have to go from the back and through from the back, and you have to turn around and go through the back, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do that anymore. You just have to go through the back.
Oh, that's a
And
great idea.
yeah, and I was
So
thinking,
you just reverse the orientation of all the purl stitches on your last round before you bind off.
right, but you don't even have to reverse it, because the last round you can wrap it clockwise so that it sits.
Yeah, well,
When
that's
you,
what I meant by reversing the
oh
orientation.
yes,
Yeah.
okay, good. Because then it's now the right is the front leg, the back, the purl, the knit is the front leg, the purl is the back leg, and you don't have to do that awkward maneuver. And I have the YouTube.
Yes, please put that into chat and I'll put it
Oh yeah,
in the
that
description.
would be easier. But
Yeah,
I thought,
just put the
yeah,
link in the chat.
has anybody seen something like that?
I haven't seen that before.
I haven't seen it either.
I
I have
love that
not.
idea. I'm going to try it
It's
next time I see it.
so easy.
Yeah. Though I really don't have any trouble with that, but I understand it is tricky. It's even tricky to show people how to do it. To go
Mhm.
from the back to the front between two stitches,
Right.
grab the next thread and go back into it to the back.
Mhm.
It's tricky to describe, it's tricky to show, and I suppose it's tricky for people to learn. I've done it so many thousand of times now, it's not a problem, but I can see where that would be a big improvement.
All right. So
I
I'll
like
put it on
that.
the chat. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sure. All of my sweaters, I use 1x1 ribbing and the invisible ribbed bind-off, which has at least a couple of other names. And originally I had named it something else. The Kitchener bind-off is another name for it. And when I submitted the pattern to Cast On magazine, the tech editor said we would prefer to use the name Invisible Ribbed Bind-off. And I thought, well, that's nice, a nice description of it. So that's what I use now to name it.
Some of the books call like an invisible sewn bind-off. Is what they
Yep,
also
invisible
refer
sewn
to it
bind-off,
as.
right.
Italian bind-off or Italian
It's
sewn
listed that
bind-off.
way or somewhere, some ways, yeah.
Okay, I managed to find some of my photos. If I can do this thing.
Can you share?
Yes.
I mean, does Zoom give you the ability to share, or do I
Yes.
make you a co-host? Oh, there you go. All right.
Oh,
Wow.
so cute. I love
How
it.
nice.
So that's in
That
our
is
early photo
totally-
calls before I had been willing to shave in the sideburns. That was going to have to wait, but he sewed a lot of cushions and pillows and my cravat and the jacket.
Nice.
A few.
I love the expression of that one.
Yes, that's Mr. Bennett about to whack what's his name, Mr. Wickham, with a chair. So that's
The drapes are just so
Wow.
that's perfect.
yeah, we spent a lot of time, and the butterflies and the sofa, everything. I don't know. It came out pretty well. So
very nice.
Very
thought I would show you what I've been up to instead of knitting. Although I do now have my nightcap, which
So
matches.
when do you open? When do you open? When do
We're
you
open now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I'll be going to the theater shortly after this meeting concludes to do something. Dread putting on my costume. I hate changing clothes. I get terrible costume inertia.
And it looks like you have to wear shoes too, and that's
Yeah,
really
shoes.
hard.
Clothes that touch my neck. Hate it.
I'm married to one of those.
Marriage would also make me feel trapped and constricted, so I don't do that either. Yeah, I need freedom to pace my cage alone and enrich myself. But yeah, I do not enjoy putting shoes on. And the shoes I had earlier in the week for my costume when we were just putting everything together were a size too small, so it was my personal hell. And then I cried, but then I got new shoes. So happy ending, I guess. And I'm still trying to adjust to feeling things with my chin. Like, when the fan kicks on and I feel it, it's settling.
Well, it looks very handsome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Except that it did make Tim laugh until he fell over. And he may not have thrown up, but he did get to the point where you do the big pre-throw up drool.
Yeah.
Right in the planter outside the yarn store. I don't know the next time I'll get to be merciless towards something Tim did, but he's owed one.
Putting the cap on the darning needle. That's finished.
Yeah.
Oh, you're done?
Done.
Oh, but
dang.
Sumner, I saw ends that need to be woven in.
Oh, they do.
Get the needle.
Yeah.
I rescind my applause.
After the
really
border
done.
goes on.
Oh, you've got a border to put on first.
Yeah, I got the border to put on. So
And
completely
are you
done.
crocheting that? Is that right?
No, knitting.
No, knitting it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, on threes.
Wow.
Yeah, but
How do you do that? You have very long needles or something?
well, I have 40-inch threes, right?
Uh,
Who doesn't need a 40-inch three? You knit up the border on the top and the bottom, and then on both sides, you pick up what you knit on the border and you knit all the way across. And you're down to the end, you pick up those stitches of that border, and yeah.
Oh,
So now you have a border and it's knit. That's how they did it. So that's what I'm doing.
all right.
And then
Pretty
blocking.
amazing. Pretty amazing.
I was just thinking a baby blanket club. How tough could that be? Oh my goodness. Shoot me in the head.
When you
These
first
knitters are
started,
nuts.
it's like, oh, I'm going to get this real quick.
Yeah, with Fair Isle and intarsia and cabling and lace. Crazy. Worth it.
I have a great niece. I don't know if she's that great. Once she's bigger than a 3T, I think the clothing will stop.
Yeah.
My sister
Yeah.
crochets, so she can make her whatever.
Yeah, so he's 5 months old. So he'll be able to enjoy it for a while.
I might just send my niece the cash equivalency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, that
that's-
could be a big cash equivalency depending on which yarn you would have chosen.
I buy it wholesale.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, but if you consider the work, the cash equivalency would be $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
please.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it.
You better get working on that sweater, Ron.
She does enjoy coming to the yarn shop and looking at things. The first time she came in with her mother, and it was one of these don't touch anything, don't touch anything. And a few weeks later, my nephew, her father, brought her in. So she was working under the assumption that he had never been to the yarn store, and was like taking him places and showing him things and telling him, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch it. And then she would go pick something up, and she'd like, wait, I thought we were supposed to touch something. And she would say, no, you
don't touch.
Don't touch. It's your first trip to the yarn store. You don't touch anything. So my nephew was not allowed to touch things while he was actually looking for yarn. Like, he was trying to pick up some yarn to make something himself. He'd been making these little, like, I don't know if he's knitting or crocheting them, little car decorations for people, like seasonal. Like, there was a pumpkin and I don't know, a turkey. I don't know what he was doing. So he was there actually getting yarn, but he was not allowed to touch the yarns he was selecting, because that was against the rules.
Who has something to show us?
Well, I have something I just took off the needles.
Oh,
I put the sweater aside for a second because my sister, who never asked me for anything, asked me to make her a pair of gloves. So, but she's allergic to wool, so I got alpaca silk, and this is the first glove is done.
oh,
Oh, how nice.
oh, wonderful.
How long?
Those will be very warm and cozy.
Alpaca silk sounds
Yeah.
delightful.
I think
Oh,
I think I could develop an allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful yarn. So, yeah. So now
Very
once
nice.
I get the other one done, I can go back to finish Tyler's sweater.
Great.
So there's this colorwork knitting. It's Swiss, and it's something stickney, and it's generally done with like an Angora and mohair blend. Has anyone knit with that?
Was that
Do you,
Bohus?
do you
Yeah,
know boho
boho
stickney?
stickney. Yeah,
Mhm.
like what?
It was one I wrote about in my history of knitting report. It was really quite interesting, that area of that country. They developed a thing so that they could make money, and it was a couple of women that did the designs.
Yeah.
And then they arranged to get the materials and get the yarn spun exactly the way we wanted to do, and then they had knitters from their local area that would knit to the specifications. And they didn't release any of the patterns during the designer's lifetime. They were gorgeous. They were sold in very high-end shops and even brought to the United States and stuff. I have a book. I want to say it is Poems in Color or Poems of Color. Let me look and let me finish this row and then I'll grab it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled. I was so interested with the yarn, but I just can't find it. They just don't make it anymore.
You can't. They never made it for commercial.
Okay.
It was only for these people. And the same thing with the patterns. Now the patterns, some of them because the women did document everything, and they do have a really nice museum. But
I think the Swiss government is trying to release something.
Yeah, well, there've been a couple books released. Let me grab the book.
Oh, and I think it's Sweden, the Swedish government. Yeah.
Might be.
wasn't the yarn, I think the yarn was really thin too, because sometimes they would use even 4 or 5 colors.
Yes, it was all color work. It was very thin. Um, just
Notable.
beautiful yarn,
Fine.
but like Angora. And I've always loved Angora. It's so soft, but it's not a sturdy yarn.
One of the things they did that was
it was
unique to their
Swedish.
style was in the color work, they would incorporate some pearl stitches. So there would be pearl ridges in the color work.
Mm-hmm.
Not every row, not just garter stitch color work. It was like just at highlighted points, it would be a row of pearls in the middle of the design.
Oh, neat.
That gave
That's
it a
neat.
unique look.
It was Swedish, and the woman that founded the workshop and that did the majority of the designs was Emma Jacobson. And the designs in this book, reading from the back, original designs, pattern swatches, and adaptations of sweaters and accessories are presented with permission from the estate of Emma Jacobson. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful book, and you can see how they did swatches and things
Oh.
and did, and it is. They didn't do from looking at the stuff in here. It was not so much an all over design. Here's how they were checking and deciding on some of the wool and choosing what they would want and do. They had people raise wool and do it all especially for them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, and they used French Angora. Pretty neat.
It's gorgeous.
Are there some pictures of the sweaters that you could show us?
Here's one.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Let's see what else I can do. This is a picture of Emma herself, and you can see some of the sweaters in the background there. That was in the display room.
Oh, that's a
funny.
great book.
I thought they were all yoked sweaters, but you just showed
They're
one
not.
before
They
that
did.
was
They
not
did
yoked.
all different. They did
Yeah.
different ones. Each one were different.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think this is, and a lot of them, they did a design on the front, and it might have been a yoked or a portion, but it was design on the front, and the back was plain.
Oh,
They were very, I would think it reminds me more of like couture
Yeah.
sweaters. Here's you can see different.
That yoke sweater is more characteristic of what the
What
interest
you
in the
think of.
post revival.
Yes.
that's
Which is why
what I think of
you
it, I guess.
consider you associate it with yoke sweaters because that was what sort of caught on in after this book was published.
Right. But you can see kind of all the different ones that they had.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you,
But
Cindy.
it
I knew
was-
someone
it
would
was
know.
very- a lot of oh, here's this is really beautiful. They did one, but they would do matching sets. That they have this. You can see the sweater and the gloves where they did the wrist of the gloves to match the sweater.
There is
Wow, isn't that something?
That looks very 1940s or 1950s.
It really does. Some of these they don't say. Well, if you read the whole thing. So this lady was one of the first designers, Annika, and she was hired in 1952. Here's one. It said it was 15 shades of oranges, reds, yellows, and greens.
15
wow.
shades. Wow.
15 shades. Isn't
Wow.
that beautiful?
And I think you can see some of the pearl ridges there. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
isn't that
was-
something?
It's pretty amazing. And then, this was the swan. Because see, the designs themselves were like named, and then they used them in different ways. This is the swan, and it was used in a jacket, and then also in a sweater, and then in a hat. So they used the design in multiple places, so you had like a whole coordinated.
Thank you,
Really
Ron,
cool.
for putting it in the chat.
Yes, I just linked a website for a yarn company that makes Bohus inspired Angora yarns.
Oh, cool.
Great.
And
I'll put that
in this
into the
book, they
description of the
do
video.
have some. They also do have some patterns to actually make a sweater.
Oh, they do.
They've
Oh,
got several. I don't know how many, but there's probably the last, at least the last third of the book is actual.
That's all fingering weight. That's all knit on ones, it looks like. Beautiful stuff.
Size 3 for the unpatterned areas.
Yeah.
Size 2 for the patterned areas. Size 1 for the ribbing.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we're getting little. We're going little. But it was a really cool book, and the designs are just gorgeous that they did.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I figured someone would know. I saw it on the internet. And I was like, oh, how interesting, like a nice Angora blend, but you almost want something a little thicker than sock weight.
This is my newest Boogle
Oh,
that I made at our first Amigurumi Club meeting. This guy's made out of some hand spun that I had that I've just been sort of not doing anything with. I like him because he appears kind of anxious,
very cute.
suddenly surprised by something.
yes.
Like two people across the table are getting into a heated argument. It's kind of that expression.
Definitely.
I don't know. It seems relatable.
And he color coordinates with your nightcap.
Oh yeah, he does a bit.
I mean, color coordination is so important.
Yes, I couldn't find any appliques to fit on that I wanted for my my tailcoat. So I went into one of my computer programs and designed appliques the correct color and then ironed them on.
Oh, good.
Printing them. And there, the appliques, the roses on the appliques of my tailcoat are the same colors as the nightcap.
Very
cuts.
perfect.
I don't have measures. Tim, did you do anything?
Oh, I'm making this bag, but it's nowhere near done.
Tim is making a bag that looks like a hippo, and that's its bottom.
So is that crochet or knit?
It's crocheted.
Okay.
Tapestry crochet.
Wally, what are you working on?
I'm working on the body of the Phrancko. So
Nice.
You're like
Wow.
quite a ways past the arms there.
yeah,
You're moving
well, between I got other things I do too. So unfortunately, I wish I would stop doing one thing. But that's it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
see your
great.
little pin. That's really helpful.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. I said, let me do that. It's volunteer. So then I'm making a Christmas chevron blanket for a friend. And that's crocheted, so that's taken a while.
Is that the one you've already shown us?
No,
No, it's a new one?
no,
Oh,
yeah,
you want to show it to us?
I can get it.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'll show you the progress I've made on the socks.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm almost ready to do the toes. And in about another ½ inch, I'm going to put the toes on. So I should be done by next week, assuming I get time to knit.
I like how you work those colors together. That really is nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great color work. Very nice.
And I think a sweater would be really beautiful.
Oh, how nice.
Well,
Colored
that's my
together.
proposal for my next sweater, to use that technique to
Oh,
band
yay.
bands of color together. But not exactly the same pattern. It's going to be a longer pattern, so the gradual change will be longer. The bands of color will be wider.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go. This is
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's pretty. Your crochet is really neat and even.
It
I
is.
try.
Look at that.
Yes.
Oh, that is just, I love the colors.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, so here we go.
Burgundy and black are my favorite two colors to go together.
Yeah, there you go.
It's funny. I don't think I've ever knitted a sweater that was burgundy and black, even though I just said that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to knit black. That's why.
And then
Rough.
what I did is years ago I bought a thing for in one of the one of the fairs, and it has a soda bottle in it, and then you just put the yarn in. You just pull it out.
Cool.
What does it do
Yeah.
for you?
Huh?
What does it do for you?
It just keeps the yarn in place.
Oh, so it doesn't
So-
roll around?
Yeah, so it doesn't roll around exactly. So I have all kinds of little wooden things around. So
Yeah, I have a wooden bowl for that purpose.
now I got the bowl. I have another one that puts the number 10 yarn crochet thing on as a barrel, and you can pull it off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then you have the other one with the spindle. So I
Wow.
got too much stuff.
You've got every version there is.
Yes.
I love the ones with the spindle.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
you have that one. I only seen. I said, I should try that one now.
I love
That's
these.
that's a magnet, right?
That's a mag. Look at that spin.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
neat.
That spins really easy.
And I have a couple. And then now my color work, I never have to change hands. I never change the yarn.
Mm.
The tension's great. It comes off the ball because it's turning the right way. It doesn't tighten or loosen, regardless of how I knit.
Mhm.
What a great tool.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Where do you get those?
I got that one on Amazon.
What do you search for to find them? Can we put a link into the text?
Yarn holders.
Yeah, because I just sent here's my phone. Yeah, I'll put a link because they do such a good job. Some of them people complain about the magnets not being strong enough. This particular brand is wonderful.
We've heard about the ones that aren't really good, or the neck is in the wrong position. So it doesn't balance well.
So what, Sidra? So it
The
just,
neck, the
Yeah.
curve of the neck is wrong. And
Oh.
so it, the spindle kind of, bangs up against the neck part of it.
oh,
Yeah, this one's well designed. I will put so my Artowell. So let me go into the chat. Yeah, search Artowell. They're
All right.
yeah.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Sumner. I know that there are people who are interested. I'm going to have to go see about that myself.
Yeah, Suzanne was thrilled because this is how I found out about it. Boot camp,
Oh,
like all the ladies were using them and they were all, clucking about it, right? And I'm
oh,
like, oh, I need some of those. So then I got some and I was thanking some of the ladies, and then Suzanne piped in and she's like, okay, what's the brand? That's wonderful. Because the magnet is like really strong
I see.
and it the neck is in the right spot, and you can stack the yarns on these. You can put 2 balls. So
Oh,
if you're doing 4 colors at the same time, you could put one yarn on top of the other on each. And then now you're just doing 4 and you don't lose track of your yarn.
That's really cool.
Yeah, aren't they neat? I loved it. I did the Scotty dog swatch for boot camp in like no time at all. I think the whole thing took me 3 hours. So kind of fun.
Kathy, you're going to be able to show us progress on your bones knitting?
ooh, what?
Kathy's bones are knitting.
My bones. Oh,
Oh,
well, actually, as of yesterday, they weren't knitting at all.
Oh, they're taking a break.
But I'm just doing a flat sweater, so there's nothing to show yet, till I put it together. So,
Well, it's
show
good
us.
because
but the yarn is
later you'll be
nice.
like, wasn't
Yeah.
that just
Oh,
a
that's
flat
pretty.
thing?
We like looking
Yeah.
at the yarn.
Yeah.
The yarn has those little flecks already into it. That's not anything that you have to do, right?
Yeah, this is Hedgehog Fibers Tweety
Uh,
in the green color.
Hmm.
It's so
Anyway.
cool. I like it.
Can't remember what that's called. It begins with a C, the color.
But I like it when the yarn does the work.
Yeah, but
Just like, yeah.
stockinette, it's boring.
Boring.
Yes, but then you can talk while you Zoom.
That's why I'm working on it. Yeah.
Still my favorite
Actually-
stitch.
Actually, this is the back is done. The other half is done. Well, it was done. And then while I was working on this one, I decided I was going to change the collar from a shawl collar to a fold over collar. So now I have to rip out half of the other half,
Hmm.
the other side, to fix the collar. Because it'll look better. That happens.
Well, maybe you could just steek it.
have you ever tried a horizontal steek? There's no such thing.
Only when I have to fix something.
That's right. That's right. When you want to cut something off and throw it away, and then pick out the pieces of the yarn that are left
Make
over.
a hot pad.
I did cut off once and then reknit to make it longer than I needed it to.
Yeah.
But I picked
Yes.
up before I cut and then
Yes.
just made it. Yeah, because I needed more length in the sleeves for one of the kids. And it's not fun, but you can do it.
I made up that term, by the way. There's no such thing as a horizontal steek.
Do not try this at home.
The
Cutting
fabric
good knitting.
unravels if you cut it horizontally, and it doesn't unravel if you cut it vertically. That's why. So with that wise piece of knowledge, I'm going to have to say we've had a really nice meeting, and I love seeing you all here. Thank you for coming. Have a great week. See you next week.
Okay. Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
Thanks, Frank.
Bye-bye.